Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It is Christy here to do the weekly reading for the sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. If you don't know your Moon and Rising sign, Taurus, there's a link in the description box where you can find out your whole birth chart. And that way, if you want additional messages for the week, you can always check out your Moon and Rising sign readings as well as your Sun sign reading today. So this is for Taurus for the week of August 8th to August 15th. I'll be using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck for a 5-card spread today, and then as always, we'll be drawing additional message cards from each of the Medicine Card Tarot and the Healing with the Angels Tarot. This is a general reading, so I encourage you to apply whatever you find helpful in healing to your most prominent concern this week, Taurus. I'll be asking, what does your sign need to know? That way, if there's anything that was new in the spread today that you are unaware of, just consider that information that is available to you that you could draw upon. Otherwise, if you're aware of everything in the spread, consider that confirmation that you're headed in the right direction. All right, Taurus, what do you need to know this week? Wow, okay, I'm just going to do a general overview of the 5 cards. We'll look at them in each of their individual positions, and then I'll be showing them to you one by one, Taurus, so you can get a feel for the imagery in the cards and the color as well. Just going to begin with a general overview of what's going on here in the 5 cards together. First thing I'm seeing is a great deal of peace. There should be this week a great deal of peace available to you, a great deal of appreciation available to you, and feeling as though you, even if you don't have all the answers, you can seek them out readily. There is a definite feeling of being supported here and of supporting yourself, primarily more of a mental, psychological, or spiritual manner. We do have earthly concerns here and what is working for you. So you could very well be taken care of in an earthly realm as well, simply meaning your body and your home and so forth. But there's the strength is being drawn from a sense of mental or emotional or even spiritual wellness. So really nice to see here. And in terms of what card is in each position, in the central position, which indicates you this week, Taurus, is TikTok. Its key terminology is basically timelessness. There's a sense of, even if you feel rushed this week or that there's no time, quote unquote, for anything, that you are discovering or will discover this week, that itself is a farce. That's an untruth. Time is man's construct, right? It's a human construct. There actually isn't any time, even according to physics and the law of physics and so forth. We know that there is no past, there's no future, everything is right now. So everything exists right now, and now is all we have, and now is where the magic happens. And I feel like the breathe card, what you're just leaving or the energy you're bringing into this week, is really able to draw you to this place. I don't even think it's the first time you've been to this awareness or have had this awareness. It's just probably the first time that you've been able to contemplate it in maybe a quiet manner or in a what's it called when you experience something? Experiential way, where it doesn't feel as though the sense of timelessness doesn't feel as though it's just a concept or someone wrote about it or you read about it. This is something that you're experiencing, which is really beautiful. There are some things in life that you can read in a book and you can apply, and there are other things that you simply can't. You have to experience them. So I feel this week as though you are going to be experiencing a sense of timelessness. The now is all we have. This is the most important portion of our lives, which is extremely freeing, believe it or not. I mean, I think a lot of people could feel maybe not necessarily upset, but like a little bit jolted at that. Like, well, what does it mean if we don't have time and clocks? And what does it mean if we don't stick to schedules and calendars? Well, it means that you're probably in the moment and you're probably enjoying the moment and paying more attention to the energy that is being exchanged between you and someone else or a group of people or a condition or an activity, etc. You're probably more engaged in that. And we tend to call that as well. Could very well be a meditative state, a meditative mind view, a meditative perspective, etc. So a real sense of not rushing, I guess, is the concept here, which is what's going on. It's almost like an opposition to time, like the timelessness is in opposition to time. So I think there's a sense of just being here and now, being present. This is really all we have, and hopefully getting away from a sense of both the past and the future. Uh, those, I mean, the past it can be a lovely place if we're remembering beautiful things. On the other hand, if we sort of ruminate and spend so much time in the past that we forget the now or forget that, you know, the, the current moment is where we create these memories. So I really think you're getting a handle on how to put yourself in the moment versus uh, concepts of time and control over time. Okay. So in the position of what is working for you, we have building blocks. And like I mentioned briefly, there is a sense of having things in order in the material sense, right? Probably your body, your home, conditions that allow you stability in your life. So building blocks applies to all these themes. However, we're looking at a lot of, I would say, like I said at the beginning here with the breeze, sort of emotional, mental, or even spiritual, psychological, even um, plane or elements here. So there could be a sense of you really tying these two worlds together or finding a way to meld these two worlds together, even if they must be kept apart, right? The sort of the spiritual and the practical type thing, they don't have to be sort of fused together, but there could be an issue here or a development here where there is a balancing between the two. Um, and ultimately, what could be happening is that you are applying or beginning to or recognizing that you can apply these developments on the psychological, spiritual, emotional, or mental health area into the material world, that you can apply these concepts and these growths, this sense of growth, if you will, this peace and tranquility in your life, that you can apply this into the material world and you can build upon it. So I think the only lesson here is to not rush yourself, right? To, even if you're excited about this, and I don't blame you, that there's no rushing anything. Everything has its time and its place, if you will. So really lovely to see, because it's essential that we don't rush ourselves, especially if you're figuring this out. It's essential that you know that what is happening here and what is happening in, you know, in the spiritual or mindfulness area of your life, that this is to be applied in the material world. So this could be what's going on here. You're just applying what you're learning to the material world, not to rush yourself, to be in the moment. And this does take practice. It really does. I mean, we all start from somewhere, especially like I mentioned, if this is stemming from a meditative, say, perspective, that it will take time, right? That the application of this will take time, but it creates a building block. It really does. It creates a solid foundation from which you can grow and keep developing from. So I would keep this up. This is really beautiful to see that you're not being dragged down by anything. You're applying something really fundamental into the material world, and realizing that the here and now is all that matters. It really is, and that this is feeding this type of development. It's sort of the fire under this type of development. So really nice to see this here. In the what is working against you or energy that you may not be aware of in your life position is the blessed card. I really don't think this is going to be too surprising to you that you feel blessed. On the other hand, if you feel like this is this phase or this personal development for you, if you feel like it is either a little bit shocking or uncomfortable or this is so new, sometimes what it can turn into, especially if you're growing and other people around you aren't, it could feel as though you're a little bit alone or that you could be doing the wrong thing, or maybe you should hold yourself back so other people can catch up, that type of thing. If that is at all going on here, I would consider that to be an old, even a lower vibration thought process. You're simply not responsible for other people, Taurus. As much as we want to help other people to higher ground, so to speak, it's really essential that you do this for yourself, even if it's by yourself. Other people are watching, other people are paying attention, no doubt, okay? Um, but the only real true revolution is the personal revolution. So I think the other people will join you and you will encourage, possibly even inspire other people, but the point of planning and the point of motivation and continuation, especially in this sense of now you know what to do, what's working for you, is to keep going in that direction. Okay. Try not to spend too much energy here uh, trying to help other people catch up with you at this time. This is really important that you create something solid for yourself, okay? A foundation needs to be built here for yourself. And I think there will be a certain stage in your development here where you will be able to help other people coming from a solid standpoint, okay? So continue to take care of yourself first and foremost, is all I'm saying. If other people or another person is willing to go in this direction with you at your pace, on the other hand, fantastic. Congratulations. Like, hold their hand, give them a hug, be there together for each other's journey. That's beautiful. But like I said, on the other hand, if someone or a group of people are saying it's not for me right now, or this doesn't appeal to me, or even things like, why are you doing this type thing, consider that not at your vibration at the moment and sort of let it go with love and then continue in your way. I'm going to speak briefly to the 10th house here in just a moment when we hold the cards up to the camera. And I'll encourage you to apply anything intuitive that you see in the cards, colors, concepts that I'm talking about, shapes, patterns, anything that really grabs your attention, take away as information as well, okay, Taurus? And then to finish up with the probable outcome card is a leg up. This is where you feel completely supported, especially if this is coming from a spiritual endeavor, okay? You have the breathe, the blessed, and a leg up. Honestly, Taurus, these are three of I would even say 10 out of all 52 out of the deck. Three of the, let's say, 10 of these extremely uplifting cards, very powerful, um, spiritual and mental and psychological development cards. You have three out of the five right now, right next to timelessness, like being in the moment. So I just think that there's such an overwhelming sense of appreciation here, or if you're going about the week with little appreciation, I think if that were applied this week, you would find a lot of peace in the appreciation. And remember, with the leg up, there's always going to be a feeling of you're giving something of yourself to someone else that they can't possibly get anywhere else. It's really unique to you. Um, Even if it doesn't feel important to you, it's really beautiful and important to them. So, and it goes both ways. You're getting something from someone else that they're going to feel like, no problem, don't even mention it, but it's critical to what you're going through or what you need right now. So this is the beauty of a leg up. It's just going to be everything that you need right now, and it's going to be effortless or problem free from the person or the organization, etc., who's providing it to you. So it's just really both. It's a win-win. It's a real win-win card. So beautiful to see as a probable outcome. So let's look at these one by one as promised. In the central position is the tick-tock, and you can see there's this golden color, which always to me just indicates a golden opportunity for growth or development, peace, awareness, etc. And it's being given to you. Something is being provided to you or shown to you that you are applying in the real world for yourself here, Taurus. So like I said, there's many of us have a hard time. It's part of the human condition. We get bogged down in the past. We can even get bogged down with the future, right? But the only point of power is in the present. So this is what's being provided to you as information or as a construct. You're now able to put this into practice. Energy you're just leaving or bringing into the week is the breathe card. You can see she's actually in lotus pose. She's in Zen pose. There's bubbles around her, there's stars. She's got beautiful nature, little daisies around her feet. They're basically a sense of calm, of being still. This is part of the meditative journey, believe it or not, even if you're not still. Some people meditate while they chop vegetables. Some people meditate while they garden. Your body doesn't have to be still. Your mind will never be still. It's how we use and appreciate our minds or what we're doing with our minds in those moments. Yes, you can be physically still, which is lovely. It's another stage of meditation. But in whatever environment you're experiencing this type of meditative appreciation, this calm, it's leading you to a higher awareness. So never think that meditation has to be sitting still. It's just one phase of it, okay? But certainly if you've experienced other phases of meditation and this is something you'd like to try or that you are trying, congratulations, because this is a really formidable, I believe, formidable state of awareness to be physically still and mindful, etc. So lovely to see for you here, Taurus. Congratulations if this is what's going on, because it's really beautiful. And like I said, everybody wins when one person um, makes it important enough in their own life to self-actualize, to develop as a human being. Everybody wins. All of humanity rises. So it's really a beautiful thing to see in the building blocks as what is working for you or what you're probably aware of here. I think you are able to, or you're on the precipice of being willing to, or even in the middle of this week, willing to apply these messages and constructs and new modes of thinking or belief systems or way of thinking into the material world. This is really important for you, Taurus, because you're an earth sign. So it's really important for you to be able to apply what you're learning, even if it's an esoteric or spiritual or even psychological area here, that you are applying it in the material world. This is important to you and it's important in general so that you can see the outcomes, right? You want to see and feel and know that these outcomes are real for yourself. In what is working against you or what you may be unaware of is the blessed card. You can see the ascension colors, the first most prominent thing here, the purple and the mauve. Of course, we have the stars, which is always about recognizing that we're the stuff of stars, we're stardust. And just briefly around the 10th house, we have a Capricornian figure here. Anything around the 10th house, which is the way we are considered in public, our public face, the home, business, commerce, rules, regulations, boundaries, etc. I think you're using these to your advantage this week. I mean, boundaries are a beautiful thing if used wisely, right? Business can be a beautiful thing if we know what we're doing and where we want to be in a certain amount of time. Certainly not having these override each other. You don't want to be overridden by material concerns here. But I do think, as I said early on, I do think that there's a really beautiful, healthy balance here, or one that you're becoming aware of that you are appreciating and putting time and energy into. And a leg up, like I said, the win-win card. Everyone gets something here that they truly need. Like I said, you can't, more than likely can't buy what you need in this construct in a store, right? You really need it from someone else, and someone needs something very unique to you that only you can provide that's really important to them. So ultimately, both agencies, both concerns, both developments, both persons win here. So really beautiful to see. And if you're not getting anything out of what's going on here, and you're just observing someone else benefiting from someone else, and it's a go-between, it's just nice to see someone benefit ultimately. So this got way late. Sorry, the time went on for me, Taurus. So in the one of the additional message cards here, we have the Raven. The Raven's keyword is magic. This could very well summarize what's going on here. You could even say, even in a facetious way, if you are a religious person, but certainly in a spiritual sense, there could be what feels like a sense of magic, or that you're practicing magic. But really, all that magic is a change in consciousness. That's literally the definition. Magic is a change in consciousness. So it's not like an esoteric, like woo woo, someone's doing this to you, you have no control, someone's taking the control from you. That's absolutely the opposite of magic. You are creating what is going to feel like magic in your life. It's going to be a new world, a new state of mind, a new way of being that you are bringing yourself into through your own endeavor. But like I said, it might feel like magic. It might be very freeing and just beautiful to close the reading with surrender and release. Like, just a beautiful thing here, particularly with the TikTok. I think there is a sense of, we just have the now. If we live in the now, if we're breathing and paying attention to being here right now, you can surrender to that moment. You can be in it and experience everything it has, and look back on that moment, hopefully, from time to time, and say, that was beautiful. I want to do that again. I want to experience another moment that I was fully present for. And then releasing everything that doesn't work for you, releasing with love things that used to take up that time, or used to take up that mental energy for you. This is really important as a portion or a part of being here now, being in the present, applying to your natural or the material world, remembering that you're blessed. No need to stress here. Release the need to stress here, okay, Taurus, if that's what's been going on at all. And remember that you are the creator or the creatrix of these current conditions, that if it feels like magic, it's simply a change of consciousness, and you have yourself to thank. So Taurus, that concludes your reading. I really hope that you enjoyed it. If you have a second, let me know how it works out for you. I'm genuinely curious. And if you're not already, subscribe to my channel, because I upload videos for your sign every single week. So until we meet next time, Taurus, take good care. Bye for now.